let's see if we can play around a little bit with some graphing. See if we can visualize this data a little bit. And to do that, I'm going to just add in a line here. I'm going to add in year 0, right? I don't want this to be bold. Right? So year 0, our book value is 20 million. Oops. And I want that to at least look the same. And we're going to put the exact same thing, year 0, here, not bold. And I'm going to copy that amount, put it right there. Okay? Beautiful. Okay? So what I want to do here is I want to graph my years based on the book value and what happens to the book value. So if we go back to our little charts that we kind of free-handed here, I want to graph this here, this chart, and I also want to show this chart as well. I want to show both of those. So let's see if we can figure out how to do that. So I'm going to just scroll down here a little bit, and we're going to go to draw. I think it's draw. Let's see if I'm right. Nope, not draw. Data. I think it's maybe data. No, it doesn't look like it. Insert, maybe it's graph. Ah, here we go. We got some graphing stuff, right? So we can potentially create some graphs here, right? So let's create a graph. So we're going to do this first graph. We're going to go to charts, and I want to create a line chart, I think. Let's see, what do we want to create? I want to create a line chart. And we're just going to do a simple line chart here. And we want, where's the chart title? All I want is year and book value, right? So I'm going to choose this one, click OK, and I'm going to move this chart. Let me just cut this out of here. I'm going to put it on a separate page. And zoom in a little bit here so we can take a look at it. Okay? And I'm going to do a little editing. And I don't want the annual depreciation or the accumulated depreciation. I just want the book value. And so here is my chart. And this is, we're going to maybe edit this text. This is my straight line depreciation model. All right. And maybe not have it be, let's just do it at 100, well, maybe a little bit, we'll put it in at 150 just so we can see it a little bit better. So there's my straight line depreciation, right? From 20 down to, this is 1.2 million here. Okay. So let's do another chart. Go back to our sheet here, and we want to select the data. We want to insert the chart, and we want to do a line chart. We'll select that same one we had before. Let's cut that, and we're going to put that over here. So now we've got the two charts right next to each other here. I'm going to go in and edit this chart. Select the data. I don't want the annual depreciation or the accumulated depreciation. I just want the book value. And here we see the change that we have here. And this is our accelerated depreciation model, right? Where we see the book value going down like this, right? So you can see that not too bad as far as drawing these. I can probably change the scale of this to make it look a little bit, but you can see that this is, early years, this is depreciating faster. Now, I can also show, we can look at this chart here, and now I can start playing around a little bit. Let's go back to our original formulas, right? So say this was not 2.25, but it was 3 times. And I'm going to copy this formula, right? I'm also going to make this one, change that to 3 as well. And I'm going to copy this formula all the way down, right? And so now it's 3 times the rate. And you can see now, because it's 3 times, it goes below my residual value. Right? So I'm really, really accelerating the depreciation on this as we go forward. So let's take a look at what that chart now looks like. Let's go in here. I think we have to, no, I think this is doing it. Yeah, it's already built in there. So you can see that this, at 3 times, it's accelerating it much faster, and we get closer to the x-axis at the end. If we want to go back and change this again and say, well, what if it was only 1.5 times? I want to change this one as well. Copy that down. You can see that we're really far away from the residual value when we're looking at 1.5 times. And then if we look at our chart, you can see that it's not as steep of a slope, and we've got a lot of residual value left over. So we're trying to get a model. We're trying to figure out what this is going to look like that's going to get us a proper economic model and get us down a little bit closer to what we think the residual value is. Because if we use this model at 1.5 times, and we actually sell this for $1.2 million in year 8, and we get cash of 1.2 million, but I have a book value of almost 4 million. Start thinking about what's going to happen when I sell that asset.